watching the Sports Political channel of LB. I'm his contributor. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Now, I got 3 different topics to cover in this particular video, so this is going to be a pretty lengthy live stream. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. So we're going to start by talking about a judge in Owensboro, Kentucky, who was ousted because she decides to throw her little weight around and trying to obstruct justice while sitting on the bench. Now, this is the second incident that we know of a judge having to step down or being removed because of misconduct or racial bias. If you remember back in January, I talked about a woman named Michelle Ordonett who was heard on a video yelling out the N-word, and she was forced to resign. Now, this woman's name here is Julia Hawes Gordon. Now, she is a family court judge out of Kentucky who allegedly destroyed evidence and called the presiding judge when her son was charged with assaulting her, has been removed from office. Now, she's also held court late into the night, sometimes requiring parents and their children to appear after midnight. And when the treatment center refused to test defendants for drugs, Gordon had her staff do so despite their lack of training, and they put urine samples in the same refrigerator where they stored their lunch. The Judicial Conduct Commission issued a unanimous decision ordering Gordon's ouster from the bench. Cause see, that type of thing there is when someone tried to use their privilege. That's right. Someone out there, you got this woman out here trying to use her privilege and her power to try to obstruct justice because her son got caught up in the situation. What's up, Carla? What's up, my sister? Salute to you. The Judicial Conduct Commission, which handles allegations of misconduct by Kentucky judges, voted 6-0. So it was a unanimous decision to remove her from the bench. After a 3-day hearing early in the month, the panel found that Gordon exhibited an extensive and repeated pattern of exercising improper influence for her own benefit and the benefit of her son in his numerous criminal matters, according to a 25-page order signed last Friday by Commission Chairman Carol M. Redford III. She used extremely poor judgment and engaged in profoundly unwise action on and off the bench that continued for years. The order removing her takes effect in 10 days unless Gordon appeals. Now, Gordon was first elected in 2016 to be the first family circuit court judge in Davies Circuit Court. She had been suspended with pay since December following what the commission described as a quote-unquote series of complaints that continued to come to light this year. The misconduct allegations against Judge Gordon presented to the commission due to complaints includes a series of claims of obstruction of justice, misuse and abuse of power, destruction of evidence, various improprieties as a judicial officer, bias, improper exercise of influence, retaliation, and a lack of candor to the relevant tribunals. The panel said Gordon admitted much of her misconduct in written correspondence with the commission. They described the decision to remove her as tragic but necessary. That's putting it lightly. According to the order, Gordon took necessary actions to destroy evidence and obstruct justice when she cleaned up content on her 24-year-old son, Dalton Gordon's social media accounts and cell phone in an attempt to protect him from an arrest or after an arrest. She contacted the judge assigned to the case and the county attorney to try to influence bond decisions on his case, and she used her influence at the jail to get special visits with him, during which she brought in food that other inmates wouldn't be allowed to have. The panel said Gordon created conflict of interest because of the legal representation of her son in his criminal matters by an attorney regularly appearing before her in family court matters, and she didn't disclose those conflicts or recuse herself in cases involving them. She bullied and threatened cabinet workers when they did not acquiesce to her manner of conducting the juvenile dependency, neglect, and abuse matters, or when they expressed objections to her actions and rulings, and then she retaliated against them when the cabinet and its workers defended and pushed back through normal motion practiced in her court. Gordon tried to fine employees of the Cabinet of Health and Family Services for filing reports late, and she used her position of power and ordered juvenile placements inconsistent with cabinet recommendations. Only after a cabinet appealed some of those orders did she set them aside, thus avoiding a reversal. She also had arbitrary reasons for removing attorneys or threatening to remove them from her guardian ad item list. A guardian ad litem, that's not item, it's litem. A guardian ad litem is appointed by the court to represent the interests of a child in legal proceeding. There's no doubt that she has brought the integrity and respect of the judiciary within the Daviess County into disrepute, and that her improper actions violate the canons of the Code of Judicial Conduct. The order removing her stated, arguably, the integrity and respect of the judiciary of the entire Commonwealth has been and is negatively impacted by Judge Gordon's misconduct, particularly in light of her retaliation against the cabinet and its workers. As part of the misconduct, Judge Gordon exploited her judicial position to satisfy her personal desires, a perniciously nefarious act, and that one can rarely be explained away by a sitting judge. So this woman here was doing the most. Daryl Deloach, salute to you, bro. So when you got that going on, now you need to go back in the archives to cases she's presided over to see if there's any kind of racial bias there. The same thing they did with Michelle Ordonez down in Louisiana. Need to examine all her cases to see if there's any kind of racial bias or any kind of impropriety while she was on the stand or while she was presiding over those cases. And those cases need to be looked at, and those cases need to be potentially thrown out as well. Now, I got a question, right? When you got this kind of impropriety going on in the bench, where is Daniel Cameron at levying charges against this woman? Where's Daniel Cameron at? Where's the district attorney bringing charges to this woman? Because see, disbarring her and removing her from the bench cannot be the only thing that happens to this woman. She needs to go to jail. She needs to be held to a higher standard, right? And then what these folks tell black athletes all the time, that you're a model, you need to be a model citizen, and you need to take the high road on things, and you need to be held to a higher standard. But what about these judges here that get involved in misconduct? What about the prosecutors? Right? Yeah, we're gonna get into whataboutisms, because y'all do it to us, we're gonna do it to y'all. It's just fair. So when's the ball gonna get rolling on that? And her prosecution? Because she was a willing and intentional participant in the misconduct just so she could protect her son from being prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. This is what happens when you got white privilege. They think they can just make the rules up as they go along and there'd be no sense of accountability, right? Well, in this case, she was wrong for that. She was wrong. So, as I get more information regarding this story, I'm gonna pass along on this channel. But yeah, she definitely need to her case definitely need to be re-examined. Now we're gonna move on to some breaking news that came across my timeline. Now last night I did a video about how Joe Biden is out here asking people or asking Congress to authorize $800 billion to send to the Ukraine. Okay. Now, some breaking news. You're gonna love this one. Y'all gonna really love this one. Joe Biden's asked Congress for $33 billion to help the Ukraine war effort. Now, just last week, it was $800 million. As of this recording 8 minutes ago, Joe Biden has asked Congress for $33 billion. But they ain't got no money for reparations, but he got money to send to the Ukraine to the tune of $33 billion. Now, this coming from the New York Times. President Biden on Thursday asked Congress for an additional $33 billion to provide Ukraine with more ammunition, artillery, and other supplies, as Western nations continue to funnel heavy weapons to Kyiv, and fears grew that the conflict might widen in unpredictable ways. Speaking at the White House, Mr. Biden said his administration was also seeking new ways to punish wealthy tycoons who surround President Vladimir Putin of Russia. The president said he was sending Congress legislation that would make it easier to seize their yachts, airplanes, and other assets. The proceeds would be used to help Ukraine fight off Russia. So let me get this straight. Y'all going to seize the assets of the tycoons who helped out Vladimir Putin, and y'all gonna auction that off, right? So y'all gonna auction those things off, and the money that y'all get from that auction is gonna go to the Ukrainian efforts. Let me get this woman off the screen. Hold on. Now, where are you Biden butt kisses at? Huh? All you guys that was running around here running your mouth about what Biden gonna do for us and all that, and this, this ski woman right here, right? The cheesy croissant contingent, y'all ran your mouth about Joe Biden and this woman. Where y'all at now? Huh? Where y'all at? And don't hide. I don't need y'all to hide. I don't need y'all being in solitary confinement. Y'all can come over here and attest for y'all sins. Y'all can let us know that y'all was wrong for supporting Biden. You can let us know y'all was wrong for supporting Joe Biden. Now, I went on a lengthy rant yesterday about how they don't support reparations, but yet they got all this money. They're seizing assets. They're they're putting on all these sanctions. They're doing all this stuff to support the Ukraine, but won't even come close to supporting the people who actually live here in the United States. They're actual citizens, right? Just disgusting. That's disgusting. But this is where we at. This is where we at when it comes to Sloppy Joe. He'll show love to everybody else, but won't show love to nobody in his own home. Oh yeah, Carl, I covered that yesterday. Yeah, I covered that, Kamala got that, Covidius Maximus going on. Yeah, I covered that yesterday. I covered it as soon as it went down. So yeah, I trust me, I know. And I know I don't I'm not I just don't feel nothing for her. Okay? I'm just gonna be honest with you. I just don't feel nothing for Kamala Harris. I mean, for a long time she's shown her disdain, her disrespect, and being dismissive of the black community. So all of a sudden now she catches the Maximus, not supposed to be this kind, warm, loving individual that extends the olive branch. Hell no. I'm keeping this energy. Now, by no means I wish anything bad on her, but that don't mean I gotta go out here and extend the olive branch. Now, so I did a 40-minute video about Joe Biden last night. Way more, I'm not going to spend too much more time talking about, Sloppy Joe and his crackhead son and all that. You already know my stance on that. If you have not checked that video out, it's called 800 Million Reasons Why Biden Lost the Black Vote. That's the video I did last night. Feel free to check out that video. All right. Now, last topic here, we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. Um, the NBA playoffs have been really good. I enjoyed it for the most part. Um, and we've got some star players that are out, but for the most part, I enjoyed these NBA playoffs. Now, last night, the Milwaukee Bucks took care of business as they should have against the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls were without Alex Caruso. They were also without Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine came down with the Maximus, and I think he actually has it. From what Billy Donovan was saying, he actually hasn't. He's showing symptoms. So um, I wish Zach LaVine a speedy recovery from that. And for everybody out there, even though they want to try to say the pandemic is over, it's not over by a long shot. So stay safe. Stay safe from whatever you're doing and whoever you're with, right? But nevertheless, the Milwaukee Bucks eliminated the Chicago Bulls last night. Um, the game wasn't competitive at all. Milwaukee went in and did what they're supposed to do and took care of business. And now they're going to the second round to face face the Boston Celtics, which I believe that series is going to go 7 games. It's going to be a back and forth affair. Neither team is going to give an inch, so we're just going to see who wants it more, right? And then you had the game last night with the Golden State Warriors finished off the Denver Nuggets. What's up, LA Sports Live? Salute to you, my brother. I'll go subscribe to LA Sports Live. He and I really don't agree on some things, but I support the brother. He got a good channel, and so support LA Sports Live. Um, Golden State finished off Denver last night to the tune of 102-98. Jokic, I mean, he did all he could, but look, he got his butt whipped. He's going to go home in the first round, and this is going to be a thing. I don't recall a recent memory where a league MVP has not played in the second round of any NBA playoffs. Now, we all know that the MVP is a regular season award, but typically speaking, when you have the league MVP, at least in the second round of playoffs, you know, he's, presenting the award in front of the home crowd, all that stuff, man. So as much as I don't want the MVP, he's probably going to end up winning it. Me personally, I believe this to some degree. But anywho, Golden State goes on the second round. They're going to play the winner of the Memphis Minnesota series. That's going down tonight, Game 6. Um, Memphis, go in there, close it out. Don't mess around and get this to Game 7, because when you get to Game 7, all bets are off, right? So I think Memphis gonna go in there and take care of business tonight, and they're gonna go in the second round. Um, who else? Um, I think there's one more game on Dallas and Utah. Previous video, I talked about how one of the assistant coaches for Utah was arrested in connection with trying to defraud the NBA of its benefits. So obviously he's not going to be there tonight. Donovan Mitchell's trying to play through a hamstring injury he suffered in that blowout loss in Game 5, and Utah is staring down the barrel of elimination. And um, now, from the outset, this is one of the series I predicted that was going to go 7 games. So let's say Utah plays very tough. I can see Utah winning this game tonight, bouncing back after that awful performance and getting us to Game 7. Game 7 will be, I think, either Saturday or Sunday in Denver. Yep. So that's where I'm at as far as like the NBA playoffs go. Um, but yeah, man. So I'm gonna put a link in the chat room, and then you guys can come in. We can talk about uh, what we talked about in this stream. I only want to talk about the things that we covered in this stream, whether it be Biden asking Congress for money, the woman, that judge who decided, to throw her weight around, got removed from the bench, and we talk about the NBA playoffs or whatever like that. All right, so it's your time to come in and tell me what's on your mind. Um, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe button, hit the like button. If you want to donate to the channel, there's my Cash App and PayPal. If you want to donate to the channel, any and all donations are greatly appreciated. So, and let us know what you think. Appreciate everyone for putting in. I'm kind of improve a lot of times, but I'm a very busy man. I try to get in as much as I can, try to cover as much content as I can. But I appreciate y'all, whoever comes in, and what I'm saying, support the channel. I get a couple more minutes and nobody wants to come in, then I'll go ahead and shut the stream down. Nobody wants to come in. Yeah, see, nobody wants to comment. I'll go ahead and shut the stream down. But you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Last but not least, shouts out to the LDBC Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Oh, hold on. Hold on. What's up, bro?
How are you doing? This is Corey Booker. I was just calling to ask, would you like some baby bonds for reparations? Because I really believe in reparations, but I believe that we shouldn't be so divisive when we do reparations. So would you take Kentucky Fried Chicken coupons?
Oh my goodness.
I happen to love Bowberry biscuits. You don't like Bowberry biscuits? I'm Corey Booker. What's up, fool?
What's up, Brody?
I ain't shit, man. What's going on? I just said, look, I was listening to First Take, then I was trying to hear what Kyrie must have tweeted that Stephen A say he gonna air his ass out tomorrow. So I'm gonna listen for that because that's gonna be funny. But then all of a sudden the video stopped and I started hearing. I said, hold up, I know who voiced that. It was you. It went straight to you on my playlist. I said, oh shit, he's still live. Let me come on in and see what my brother's talking about. What's going on?
Oh, so the first video, first piece of news I did was about this judge who got removed because she tried to protect her son from getting put in prison.
Well,
First
shit.
off, Dr. Richie, indisputable.
Yeah, Dr. Richie. Man, I like Dr. Richie. Dr. Richie got to start having them homosexuals on there so much, though. That guy, Ben, he's a straight up train.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ben, what? And every week, it get worse. At first, I said, well, this is a weird looking, nerdy white guy. Then one day, I seen one of his commercials. It says, yes, my pronoun says her, she. I'm like, what? So I paid no attention to it. Then the next time I seen him, he had on like a questionable little shirt. I said, he looking Westbrookian with this shirt on. So I'm noticing he was looking Westbrookish in that joint. So when I see him looking Westbrookish in that shirt, I'm like, no. So then I see the next time he come on Dr. Richie, the nigga got on a blouse and lipstick what it looked like. I said, oh, now see, Dr. Richie, you're going to have to go head on with this bullshit.
I'm going to go look at that, bro, because I did not see that.
Yeah, his name is Ben. I'm telling you, you can tell he had like lipstick on. This thing had a blouse on. I said, this is a whole white man.
Well, at least well, you know, if I know Westbrook correctly, you know, Westbrook be running around here with T-shirts looking like he survived bear attacks and all that.
Yeah, nah. This was he had on one of them see-through type jumps in Westbrook had on along those lines. Anyway, look, so let me talk about that judge. Let me chime in on that judge real quick. I missed it, but let me tell you this here. I'm intrigued. You know why? This is why I'm intrigued. You know me. I always go somewhere with this. Yeah. Hey, so does that mean that we can lock up George Zimmerman's dad? I mean, because it's obvious that George Zimmerman's father is and was a judge, and George Zimmerman has police connections and protections that's allowing him to stay out of jail, and you can't even take a shot at him if you're white. So if abusing power to protect your son after he commits a crime is a crime, then shouldn't George Zimmerman's dad be like one of these guys we try to get to?
Yeah, if we will be consistent, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, because not enough is made about that for me. You know, you got motherfuckers that can get away with murder, and then threatening other white people. He's Hispanic. Why can he get away with it? Well, because he did the ultimate uh, in white supremacy. He got rid of a black person. So he
Yeah,
is therefore protected. His whiteness is cemented now.
yep. And that's crazy too, man. The way he can get away with that stuff. He can get away with
Right,
that type of shit.
right. Because he cemented his whiteness. Ain't that a bitch? That's the initiation process for white supremacy, killing a black man. And that's not even a joke. Any any motherfucker come up in LV shit to try to troll because he's mad at me because I'm telling the truth. You can what's that? Eat a dick. That's what you couldn't do. So how long is the judge going to jail?
So that's the thing. The judge ain't even got arrested yet.
Well,
That's what
ain't
I
this
got
a
pissed off
bitch?
about.
Yeah, if this was me, shit, they did my job beating the shit out of me right now. Come on, nigga, you ran that light. You ran that. Talk about you ran that light. Beating the shit out of me. Talking about I ran that light.
You know, black folks ain't even had to do nothing. They can go to jail for decades on end. They don't even do nothing. You got these people out here blatantly committing shit. They get to go home, have dinner with their family, spend holidays with their family, all that type of shit.
Yeah, beating the shit. Meanwhile, they whooping the shit out you. Yeah, nigga, we saw you throw that cigarette butt on the ground. They whooping your ass for a Newport butt. Choking the shit out you. For an open container. We see it, nigga. You're drinking beer. Whip his ass.
Hey man, I was hoping you'd been on yesterday, man, because I talked about Terry Crews, right? Because I was watching TV, right? I was watching TV
Yeah.
yesterday, and I saw this dude dressed up as a bumblebee with a honeycomb chain doing a honeycomb commercial, bro.
See what I mean? You can do anything. When a white man grabs your balls, they can do anything to you, man. Dress this motherfucker up like Peter Cottontail. Yes. They probably have Terry Crews perform at one of their moist Hollywood parties and shit. We're gonna have Terry Crews dance for us. Come on out, Terry. He got on them Prince chaps and shit with a bunny costume on, dancing.
Hell yeah.
You can do anything to this big old dumb nigga. Dress him up like a slave and shit. Anything. He don't care. That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. Man.
Hey,
Hey,
just like you
look.
said yesterday, just like you said a couple years ago in one live stream, bro, like, football players be the biggest coons.
Yeah, young big old strong burly coons, man. What's the sense of being that big if you gonna be buck broken? I'm not gonna be big and buck broken.
Uh-uh.
What's the point? What
For
the
real,
fuck is the point? What you get all big for? I just want to look good when they buck break me. What?
And then he
That
got a
don't make
book coming out
sense.
called Tough, bro.
Huh?
He got a book coming out called Tough.
Oh no, it's being it's one of those things where it's contradictory. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be one of those things where he can be talking about toxic masculinity. What tough? It's gonna be one of them books where he describe for you what tough is.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
don't need
saying?
nobody who got their ball sack
And
grab
then
me. He
watch he
didn't
say,
choke slam me,
watch he say,
telling me
something
what
will
tough
tell
is.
you. Right then he gonna write in his book. See, some men think it's tough to punch a man when he grabs you in the balls. I think it's tough to wear a pink sweater when he grabs your balls and cry in front of Congress. That's tough for real. Crying in front of Congress like a big buck broken slave. You know how tough that is? Shit, it's tough for me because I couldn't do it. It's tough for me. Tough. Like this a bitch. He needed to write a book called Moist. That's what he needed to write a book called Moist. Buck Broker.
Yep.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I get you.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because I know how stream y'all get. They need to make a jump called Buck Broker. Buck Broker by Terry Crews. Had that Bama with an apple in his mouth and shit.
Get the hog tied and whooped.
Right, laying on the founding fathers table, looking like a turkey. It's a big jackass. Big motherfucker strong jackass, man. This is the fucking kid. You tell the kid, I remember we little parents say you eat your vegetables so you can grow up and be big and strong. For what? To be a big ass coon? Eat your vegetables so you can grow up and buck dance like Terry Crews. What?
You could do the real part in front of a whole bunch of white folks at a late night talk show.
Eat your vegetables and lift weights so you can grow up and be moist like the Hodge twins. Right, you can grow up and be a big bitch like the Hodge twins. Big swole bitch. That don't make no damn sense.
That don't make no damn sense.
That's all I'm saying. Man. Trying to kill the warrior class, man. Trying to kill the warrior
broken in 10 minutes.
Exactly. What you think about these games this left, man? I told everybody Brooklyn was going home first, right? Ain't nobody want to believe it.
Yep, you called it.
I told everybody. Brooklyn going home first right now. Now everybody want to talk about, oh, well, you know, it's because Kyrie didn't play. Well, whose fault is that?
That's what I'm saying. Look, when I did the video a couple of days ago, I'm like, people can say what they want to say, but the end result was Kyrie wasn't there. He wasn't there. And at the end of the season, you should not be talking about chemistry and all this other shit.
Right, because at the end of the day, you can't even talk about James Harden getting traded. That was your fault. He was getting tired. Everybody knows James Harden got traded because he was getting tired of hearing about Kyrie after every game, win or lose. And this dude wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? That, for real, he was like, he quit. I was like, well, you got to think about it from James Harden perspective. I came here, I wanted to play with Kyrie and KD. This nigga Kyrie ain't never been here. Can you hear me? Okay. Think about it, L. Kyrie never had been there most of the time James had played.
No, because he's going on sabbaticals, if any about the vaxxers, about him going on a personal sabbatical, all that.
Right. Not just the injury. This was shit where Kyrie was totally healthy and not playing. So after every game, James Harden sitting there like, we don't know that James Harden wanted to take the vaccine. We don't know that. We just know that he did because we know he want to win a championship and he felt like they had the best chance that way. Well, they went on a losing streak. And if you losing this shit and they keep asking you every week about motherfucker that ain't even there.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem.
And now they got to deal with the Ben Simmons dynamic. Now, you remember a while back when you and I was on your channel, right? And you asked me
I said that the Ben Simmons trade was a bad trade.
Yep. Now we see why it's a bad trade. Bro.
Yeah, I kept saying, I said, you don't know when he ever gonna play. You don't ever know when he gonna play. Ever. When is he gonna play? This motherfucker said that his back hurt when he gets stressed. Ain't this a bitch?
Man, if that's the case, then shit. I need to be at the chiropractor every day.
Every day. I was about to say. I was shoot. This morning I wouldn't even showed up. My back would have instantly started hurting.
He said his mind was triggering something in his back. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, you heard that? His mind was triggering something in his back. Yeah. When you saw they went down 3-0, your mind said, I ain't gonna shoot, they ain't gonna criticize me. I don't see how I can help. My back hurt. And that's what triggered. And that's what he mean when he said that shit. That's how I got triggered. He went, man, they look tough. I don't see how I can help. They need somebody hit a 3. I'm not even gonna shoot one. I don't see how I can help. My back hurts. That's just what he did.
Simmons, man, you being a ho right now, bro.
No, he did
bringing him in game 4, bro. I was like, if you can bring him in game 4, why don't you bring in game 3?
Right.
That didn't make no sense to me to bring him in game 4 in a potential elimination game. But my thing is, shit.
Cause they was hoping they'd be up 2-1. I knew when they went down 3-0, he wasn't coming back. They was hoping they'd be down 2-1, and that then they'd be looking good. They'd have won a resounding win. But Boston ain't lay down. Boston wanted their get back.
Yep.
Boston wanted their get back.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah. So they feel like they was a good enough team last year too. They just was falling apart. But they ain't had Al Horford no more. They had lost their defensive edge that they have now. So that's the thing. Look, that's what's so wild. I said that earlier this year when motherfuckers was like break the Celtics up. I was like, man, they lost Horford, they lost this, they lost that, and they got all of them back.
Yeah, remember
and they got better in some places.
They pretty much got everybody back.
Yeah,
yeah,
they got everybody back. Yep.
Man,
they just realized. And look,
man. Oh, bro, I was about to say, whoever comes out of this Milwaukee Boston team is probably gonna go to the finals, bro.
Yeah, that's what I think. And of course, I picked the Bucks originally, but because of Middleton, my money will be with Boston because they're gonna need Middleton to beat Boston. I think Giannis gonna have his way, but I think it ain't gonna be enough support for Giannis.
Drew Holiday gonna have the series of his life.
Right, exactly, and I don't trust that. So with that, that's why I got Boston because I got Marcus Smart on a high, on an uptick, and Drew kind of leveling off. So right now in that battle, I'm taking Marcus Smart.
Well, Boston got the home court advantage too.
Right. So I'm gonna take Boston, but it's gonna be a 7-game good series, I think. I want who I want? Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Motherfucker, Boston has improved that team that lost to LeBron in the finals. Now it's Tatum with a little more sage on him. It's Brown with a little more sage on him. Smart with more sage on him. Now they got instead of Kyrie or Isaiah Thomas now, Marcus Smart going it. But Derek White coming in, giving them that extra oomph off the bench when they need it. Instead of Morris, they got younger with Grant Williams. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what I see is this team is an improvement on the team that they had the last time they gave LeBron, who eventually went to the finals and won it one time too. This is an equivalent to that team. And I think that team can make a run. People keep forgetting that team did beat Giannis in there.
Yeah.
People keep forgetting. And guess what people keep forgetting? That team that beat Giannis in there, the reason they won was because Middleton got hurt in that series, if I'm not mistaken.
Talk a couple
Because
years
that's
ago.
what, yeah, because that's what Ticket was talking about. They need to get rid of Middleton. I was like, nah, they don't need to get rid of him. They need to add something else around. That's good too.
Hey, so you think when you think about this Toronto Philadelphia series, you think Toronto pushed this thing to 7, bro?
They can if Embiid can't muster up a good game. Because James Harden, I don't know who this nigga
is. I don't know who this is either.
I don't know who this nigga is. Dang. And you know, I like Hard. I like my man Pork Chops Hard. Hot Plates Hard. I love him. But I don't know what's going on, man. I just don't know. I don't know what's going on, man.
Embiid got that thumb injury too, bro.
That's why I said Hard really. That's why I said, can he pull a game out? See, I told something. Look, it never fails, does it? Yeah. Every year, I don't care how good he play. Joel Embiid gonna get hurt before the end of the year. It's like he's 40 years old. Think about it. They always good. Everybody always talking about every year. They always talk about, oh, Embiid looking so dominant. Oh, Embiid, he the thoroughest big man out there. And then he get in the playoffs or near the playoffs, and he get hurt. One time he had the bubble guts. Then,
The bubble guts.
He always get hurt. Remember he had the shit or some shit against Toronto, and you got butterflies because motherfucker Gasol was eating your lunch.
Yep, I remember that.
That's why he liked Jimmy Butler so much. Because Jimmy would bail him out. And that's what I'm saying, man. I like Embiid. Embiid is a talented player. Embiid is another co-star. And the fucked up thing is, they thought they did the right thing. I thought they even did a good thing by adding James Harden with him. You get those two co-stars to make a starring movie, to make an action movie. Man. And then you get that Bama in their hand or shit. That's like that 50 Cent movie with motherfucker Harden and B look like Robert De Niro and Pacino in that 50 Cent movie. This ain't Heat. This something else. You know I talk about that 50 Cent movie with Pacino and De Niro. Did you see that movie?
I ain't never saw that movie. I've heard about it, but I ain't never see it.
I saw it. That movie sucked. Pacino and De Niro just did that because hey, we got black fans. Let's do a movie for them. That movie totally sucked. They was 80-year-old white men just running around. I'm like, man, get this shit off my TV.
I know, right? That's crazy, yo.
So,
I ain't never seen that movie. I'm glad I didn't either.
Nah, yeah, you smart for not saying that. And my dumb ass go, oh, it's gotta be good. Pacino, De Niro, and I wasn't a big 50 Cent fan, but I knew who he was. I said, well, he gonna probably suck in this movie. And he did. 50 Cent, he cannot act for shit.
Oh, hell no.
It's like he reading and let's see what you guys want to do. I'm sorry. I ain't know what to do. I didn't have her. Nigga, are you reading? This is acting. It's supposed to be natural. You're not good at this. making these whack ass moves.
Yeah,
Who you got
man. I
tonight?
think the only thing he
Minnesota or
got good
Memphis?
was power, I guess.
Right. It's a good thing he ain't on it. That's going to suck. Who you got, Memphis or Minnesota?
I got Memphis closing them out.
Yeah, I got Memphis. I got Ja going there on and putting them out as they predicted six. Putting them out in the sixth round as I predicted.
Yeah. I think Memphis knows what they got to do. They cannot let this go to 7. You know, when it goes to game 7, man, all bets are off, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't. Am I mistaken before? Did the last time they went to the playoffs, didn't they lose a game 7 or something like that? Or was it a play-in game? No, it was in the bubble, and they had a chance to go to the playoffs and lost.
Yeah, lost to Portland.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
that's
never
right.
forget that, man. Portland made me look like a fucking idiot that series, boy.
They beat Golden State in a play-in game last year. Though.
Huh?
Remember? They beat Golden
Memphis
State
beat
in a
Golden State in the
play-in
playing
game.
game, yeah.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, and that's why I got Memphis beating Golden State.
Yeah, I think Memphis, if they get the Golden State, I think Memphis can beat them.
I'm trying to tell people they better look out. The white man is the devil. They'll try to make Luka Doncic win the championship this year. Say he's Larry Bird. He's great as Larry Bird. No Negro was ever as good as him. That's the end of the story. You know, they rewrite history and shit. No
Yeah,
Negro was as
yeah.
good as him. I'm the I'm the dominant one, you little chocolate chimp. The white man's the original basketball ruler. That's what they gonna say. Yeah. Everyone knows the white man's the original airtime. We were dunking way before Michael Jordan making it up. We were the first people to dunk. You know how they got history and shit. What the white man was. But no, you were the first one to ban dunks. No, nigga, we dunk. Dominique Wilkins was a white guy. No bullshit, man. It's like the white man. You know they do that shit though. That you ain't laughing because I'm funny. You laughing because it's true. They'll steal your shit. They'll steal. Hey man, Seth Curry could shoot threes, but nobody would
You did, Brody? I
Yeah,
ain't heard nothing
post
you
I
said. You was
did
breaking
about
up.
ballpark. I said, did you see my post about the ballpark eaters?
Oh yeah, that day was fun. You got a big old hot dog.
With that big ass coon smile on his face. I said, look at George. This the type of shit. This the shit y'all look up to. Hey, look, I say to myself, this the shit that they look up to? Is this the kind of shit y'all look up to? I ain't looking up to that. Shit. But hey, bro, I just had to come on and chop it up with you for a few minutes, man. Let me get the hell out of here. I gotta go get J Balls for school in a minute, man.
All right, Brody. Hey man, always good to chop it up with you, man. You know what I'm saying? You always welcome here, bro.
Oh, all day. I appreciate it, bro.
All right, my
Later,
bro.
family.
Later, bro. Gideon, you want to come in here and talk some basketball? I put in it, Gideon. Did a link, Gideon, if you want to come in. We talk some NBA. But if you want to come in free will, you know what I'm saying? Go subscribe to my homie, the one LVZ NBA Talk, man. You know what I'm saying?
So
That's my homie. What's up, Gideon? All right, so let's talk some basketball. You know what I'm saying? So where you want to start? Let's talk about the games last night. There were
right,
two games last night.
right.
We'll start with the obvious one with Milwaukee, Chicago. Obviously, Milwaukee winning and took care of business. What was your thoughts of the game? They had no Levine, no Caruso, um, and that game pretty much went as we pretty much expected to go. What's your thoughts on it?
Pointless. That game was pointless. We knew that. We knew what was going to happen before it happened. I mean, the Bulls don't have depth. They have no rim protection. They have no firepower to hang with the Bucks. I mean, Giannis is going to the racket well with his drop step. Also, Milwaukee getting open threes at the corner. It was just an easy night for the Bucks. And also, Milwaukee was just being physical too. So yeah. And DeRozan was soft out there. So was Vucevic. No one really showed up for the Bulls. Other than Pat, and even though Pat Williams did score 23 points, it didn't feel impactful, in my opinion. It didn't feel impactful.
Right. All right. So Ivir Mekton, what's up, man? What you got on
So,
this
man,
game?
Hey, what's up, brothers? How y'all feeling, man?
good, man.
Chilling, man. So what's your
Hey,
thoughts
how
on
I
the
get rid
Bulls?
of the echo? I got an echo.
Are you on another device? If you got a
I'm
second
on
device,
my phone.
are you on the phone?
Yeah.
You might have to refresh the page if you're on the phone.
Okay. All right. Let me. I'm gonna tap back out and come right back in.
Yeah, come right back in.
Okay, bro.
Before we continue with basketball, there's been so many horrible shootings. What's going on in Queens, going on in New York? There's so many horrible shootings. What's going on, man? It's crazy.
Yeah,
LB?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I'm saying that there's so many horrible shootings that's going on in Queens, going on in New York. Like even today, even a few days, a girl that was 14 years old got shot in the neck, and two other teens was wounded in the Queen Street. And then yesterday, a New York City man got shoved by a police officer, and he got shoved by a police officer. Yeah, yesterday.
Who was
It's
this?
crazy. Yesterday, both of these were yesterday. You can check. You can type in news New York. Just type it in.
All right. All right. So what now? Can you break down? Did you watch the game last night between the Nuggets and
The
Warriors? That
Warriors.
was far more
Yeah, that was.
entertaining and far
That
more
was.
close.
That was a fun game. Denver had an opportunity. They were out by what 10 in the third quarter, 8 going to the fourth. They had a chance though. Denver, everything was going the way. They were playing bully ball in the block, in the high post, low post. They were doing a good job getting to the foul line. I mean, Jokic was unstoppable in the fourth quarter with his floater game. Also, DeMarcus Cousins turned back the clock. Man, don't blame the boogie. He was balling out there with his mid range. His three ball was right there. The problem with the Nuggets, and also early, Aaron Gordon was playing bully ball on the block. The problem with the Nuggets, man, they just don't score in close games, man. And their defense was trash in the fourth quarter. How do you allow Gary Payton of all people? I'm not talking about Gary Payton from Seattle. I'm talking about GP Gary Payton II. How do you allow him to cook you like that in the fourth quarter? That's horrible.
Offspring.
That's embarrassing. And Steph Curry, you got to protect the rim, man. He was just going to the rack at will in the fourth quarter. Denver was up at 8 in the fourth quarter, but you got to score 32-20 in the fourth. If they just been more physical and prevent drives, they would probably have won the game and forced the game 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't get to see the game last night because I was at work, so I didn't get to see. I didn't get to see the game at all, so I couldn't really give a good breakdown of the game. All I know is it was close. And Golden State, they ain't got to worry about questions about whether or not this going to go to Game 7. So, but as always, getting on good breakdown. I can always rely on you for basketball. Between you, Two Raw, and Kai Clark, man, and LVZ, there's other guys too, but between you three, between you, Kai Clark, and Tura, man,
Thanks.
very awesome content. All right, so let's talk about these games tonight. So we got 3 games tonight. Jazz staring down the barrel of elimination against Dallas.
Right.
You got Minnesota staring down the barrel of elimination.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Memphis play Minnesota tomorrow.
And then Toronto trying to stave off elimination yet again against Philadelphia. Now,
I get what you're saying, but Memphis and Minnesota is tomorrow. Tonight's Phoenix, New Orleans. Yeah, tonight the Pelicans are playing the Suns at home. You can check on TNT. The Grizz are playing the T-Wolves tomorrow on ESPN. Yeah, the schedule is 7 o'clock, Sixers Raptors game 6, 7:30 Suns Pelicans 7:30, and then 10 o'clock is Mavericks and Jazz. You can check the schedule.
Oh, I thought they played tonight.
No, they played tomorrow.
It was Phoenix and
New Orleans.
New Orleans played tonight.
Yeah. I have a feeling all these are going to go to Game 7. I have a feeling, though. I have a weird feeling all these are going to go to Game 7. I just have a weird-ass feeling because Philly – let's start with Philly and Toronto, okay? If Philly wants to win this game, they got to do a better job with the rebounding. They got to do a better job feeding Embiid in the post. Harden needs to be aggressive. 11 shots is not enough. He needs to be aggressive, man. Also, Tyrese Maxey's been terrible the past 2 games after starting off so well. He needs to get quick to the ball, get into transition. Danny Green, have you noticed he's been terrible downtown as of late? You have to hit those open shots, man. I mean, same thing with Tobias Harris. Like, they got to hit those open shots, and they got to do a better job being double teaming Pascal Siakam. Spicy pieces playing mismatches. Scotty Barnes was big, though, so that's the thing there. And Precious Achura was an X factor for the Raptors too in Game 5.
I like him.
So, yeah,
Precious
he plays hard.
Yeah, that was the guy that they acquired in the trade with Miami for Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, Precious Achura. Yeah.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's a really good player. I like him a lot.
He plays hard. Now he can shoot the 3, unballed, good defender. Yeah. Very good defender.
I think Toronto
you can make it
in 7. Remember, in the 3 games that they won, Philadelphia won. Tyrese going completely insane, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese Maxey was the reason why the Sixers won off, and the 2 losses.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey was a complete no-show. So,
right.
And then Fred VanVleet being out, they like Young God mentioned, they actually look better without Fred VanVleet. Not to saying that they can sustain that, but still for that one game. So what's up, man? You're back.
Hey, brother, man. Yeah. I fixed the difficulties. Yeah, my name is T Ray, man. I listen to you, Cash, man, from Ticket to, I've been catching your content, LB. I like how you go in your political, your layman's, and I agree with a whole lot of stuff you say, man. But in reference to this basketball deal, I see Doc Rivers making history. I see him folding up and them losing 4-3.
Wow, you think the Raptors not only win tonight but win in Philadelphia?
I'm betting the chickens on it.
Wow,
I'm serious.
I mean, that's actually possible. Wow.
Well, my reasoning behind that, if you really look at it, James Harden. Did y'all hear the comments that he made? Was that last night or the night before last?
I think it was game. Was it Game 5? Was it after Game 5? He said that.
I think it was after Game 5, and that tells me that he really is. He's not engaged. He comes off like he already got 2 or 3 titles and he don't have nothing to prove.
Yikes.
And I think honestly that, I mean, you look at the course of his career, he don't have a playoff moment.
He got some.
I kind of disagree to an extent. I kind of disagree to an extent. I understand James Harden's been bad in the playoffs, but he does have some good moments. Example: 45 against the I'll give you an example. 45 against the Warriors in Game 4, 2015. Again, I'm not saying he's great in the playoffs. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he has some, not a lot, but some good moments. Here's another example. But let me keep going. He had a 30-something point game in Game 7 against the Clippers 2015 when they were down 3-1 to Rockets. Another game last year in the playoffs, he was giving 50+% shooting, averaging 30+ against the Celtics last year. I understand Balls was injured. I get that, but he still dominated. Give him credit. Also, let me keep going. He also did have some moments here and there. Again, I'm not saying he's great in the playoffs. He's inconsistent. We know that. Even in this series, he did, even though, yes, he's been shitty on offense, scoring the ball wise, but he did give you a whole lot of assists and did a good job getting guys involved to start the series. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's great in the playoffs, but I don't think he's an ultra choker like that, you know? He has some.
But for him to come off as this guy averaging almost 37 a game in the regular season, putting up, you know, these monstrous triple-double numbers and so-called carrying Houston to, you know, high seeds and whatnot, when he gets to the playoffs and they swallow the whistle, he is exposed, and this happens every single year.
Sure, I'll give you
and
that.
It's also starting to happen a little bit with Embiid, which is a concern to me because that's why I see the tide of this series changing the way it did. You know, he's starting to complain. You know, they all like these players today. They you know, they feel entitled. And when they don't get the whistles their way, you can just see their whole disposition change out there on the floor. So I see this going, you know, the way it is with Toronto being the underdog. You know, they was down, 3-0. So they playing, you know, with house money. Like, man, look, we just gonna come out here and play ball. They guards is really active now. And I think even with Van Vliet, which Van Vliet is from 20 minutes away from where I'm from.
I mean, he is doubtful today. Van Vliet's doubtful for Game 6.
Well, that's where I'm going. I think that they played with a more sense of urgency without him out there. You know, he kind of is like the leader of that team, but it's other guys on that team that's ready to step up. These young boys ain't scared. They ain't scared. They ain't scared of the moment. You know, you look around the league, look at Jordan Poole. He ain't scared of the moment.
Jordan Poole started off hot. He's kind of come down to earth the last 2 games, though. Let's be honest.
Well, that's true. That's true. But when they needed that boost to start off, he was there for them. You know what I'm saying? Who knows how that series could have went if Jordan Poole didn't come out on fire like he did? Because he gave them
Denver could have been up 3-2, or who knows? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You know, them games was a little tighter in spots than what the final score was. You know, and really last night, man, Boogie was rolling. You know, shout out to my cousin. You know, he was rolling, man, and it's you know, the
You're
NBA,
right,
man. It's a fine line. You know, with these, I think coaching is a big key in when we get to the playoffs. You know, we saw that with Brook, how they just fell apart, and they didn't have sets. They couldn't run sets. You know, you look back at the Lakers when they was dominant, and a team going to run. You know what they do? They'll dump that. You see Pat Riley dump his thumb down, and we're gonna get this ball into Kareem. We got a go-to dude. Who gonna stop this sky hook? And then and if you got something you doubling on that sky hook, man, I got Worthy over there. You know, they ran sets. And you don't see that no more in the NBA. And that's what's happening, man. Doc Rivers, he just seemed like, to me, he's a front runner. You know what I'm saying? When it hit the fan, he don't adjust like, you know, he should. He been in the league way too long to, you know, give up these 3-1 leads, 3-2 leads. And like I said, I think he gonna make history, man. I think it's gonna be the first one with a 3-0 lead that fold up.
And this will be bad. And don't forget the Raptors. And this will be worse because here's the thing: the Raptors had no playoff expectations. No one thought Toronto would even be in the playoffs. Nobody. So this will be worse. And Philly had championship aspirations.
Exactly. And I mean, they put this team together. They went out and got Harden, which was supposed to be the missing piece.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be the missing piece.
Difference maker. Yep.
It just hasn't worked out.
No, it hasn't worked out. And I think it's more so a testament of his game, his decline, and him not getting them whistles like he accustomed to getting. You know what I'm saying?
True. Right.
Yeah, I think the league, they made a conscious effort, as you've seen in the beginning of the year, like with Dame Lillard. He struggled this year. People
He was
forget that.
garbage this year without the Wizards. He was garbage.
Yeah,
He was hot trash without the they need that booster out there with the refs, man. But when you swallow that whistle and you allow these players to play, that's when you start separating who is who. You know what I mean?
To your point, because I talked about this when the season began, right? When they came out, when the competition committee came out and said that it was going to, not call these crazy ass fouls and all that. One thing I said is we're going to see who got game and who's a fraud, and we starting to see who the frauds are now.
Sadly, Dame became a fraud. Harden became a fraud. Trae Young wasn't a fraud in the regular season, but in the playoffs became a fraud. I understand Miami played better defense, doubling and trapping him, but there were times Trae was trying to draw fouls and shit. He couldn't get calls, and he struggled mightily. In fact, Trae had more turnovers than buckets in the series. He had 30 turnovers, 22 buckets in the series.
Jesus
man,
Christ.
That's a major. That right there, I did not know. I did not know that. I know horrible. It was close to even. I think after game 3, it was even, and I lost track of that. But that is unbelievable, man. Really, it is. For him to be the guy, and everybody get a praise to these players, man. When this is when it counts, and this is why, like, I don't have Wilt in my top 5 because Wilt, his average went from 30 points a game to 22. And I don't care what you say, well, he stopped scoring. And no, you don't stop scoring. You only got 2 titles. You could have had 4 titles if you would have got at least 28 points a game in the playoffs.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so don't give me that.
Your playoff numbers should go up because you should be aggressive. Should go up. As what Charles Barkley used to say a lot, because you should be aggressive. You play more minutes. You get the ball a lot. And remember, you're playing one team, so you should know what the team's going to throw at you. So you're playing one team, so you should know what the team's going to throw at you. You have to adjust.
And I can give you 2 players whose resume was enhanced by the playoffs from the regular season. That's James Worthy and that's Reggie Miller. And if you go and look at their numbers historically, they was 3 or 4 points higher come playoff time than regular season. That's when you got a money player.
They were clutch, man.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that was Reggie Miller's downfall was his defense. But other than that, Reggie Miller was one of the cold-blooded shooters of the game. And even at times, he can go to the basket at times.
Yeah, but this is my thing. His defense wasn't that terrible because he had the Davis brothers behind him. He had Rick Smith. So he never, and the NBA it wasn't as guard-oriented as far as you didn't have so many ball handlers as far as at the 3, 4, and the 5 position as you do now. So he didn't get beat as bad. He might have got beat off screens or this and that, But he was capable and he hustled. He didn't dog it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I don't know, but that Philly series, I see that going 7. The Suns, I think the Suns gonna close out because what was that, game 3? New Orleans gave that away.
Oh, big time fact. The Pelicans, if you really think about it, the Pelicans should be the team with a chance to close it out tonight.
There you go.
And they missed a bunch of free throws in that game. Even though CJ and Ingram combined for 64 points in that game, when I watched the game, it didn't feel they had an impact. You know what I mean? It didn't feel they had an impact in game 3, though.
I hear you. I hear you on that.
1 of 5 in that game. In game 3,
they wasn't efficient at all.
It didn't feel impactful points. And Chris Paul turned back the clock in the 4th quarter.
Yes, he did.
Playing mismatches, mid-range shots. Also, DeAndre Ayton and JaVale McGee were big time too. Hang on.
Yep. But now bringing up Ayton, is it just me or does it seem like Phoenix could be an even better team if they would focus more on Ayton, getting him involved offensively early in games?
That was one of my biggest gripes too. It's like,
I'll be right back, okay?
All right. Yeah, that was one of my biggest gripes too, because this dude got the goods, man.
Mm-hmm.
My only beef with him is sometimes he gets too passive and he's 25 look like he about 45.
Hey, he look like he's seen backup for the Temptations or something, man. Straight up, man. That dude, he got that Greg Oden young old man look to him, man.
Yeah,
But he got
great. Yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw it. I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker looking like an old drunk uncle.
man, don't he, man? But that dude, I'm telling you, if they set him up, if they put him in position and get that ball early and get him involved offensively early, man, he engaged the whole game. He gonna rebound, he gonna alter shots, and he hit his free throws, man. You know, it's hard to find a big man that can play with their back to the basket, go get fouled, and then go to the line and knock them down. You know what I'm saying? He can do that. So to me, with Booker being hurt, that should have been their number one thing. Like, look, man, we finna get you going. Because it ain't many teams that can counter that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You gotta adjust to according to your personnel. I mean, Valanciunas he can't defend Ayton. He can't do it.
No.
You know, he's a hard worker. He's an overachiever because he real good on the boards, but he can't guard Ayton. Ayton can shoot over the top of him all day long.
Exactly.
And he's efficient. He get 14 shots, man. He gonna hit 9 or 10 of them.
A lot of the shots can be right at the rim. Not that he don't got range. He's shown he got a mid-range game too.
Exactly, man. And people, you know, they don't bring this up, but okay, yeah, the Lakers was up 2-1 last year with when they had AD, but Ayton was on fire, man. He was torching their ass last year.
It's true. Right.
He was torching them, man. I think he shot like 81% the first three or four games. It was some insane number.
Something like that. I think so. He was killing in the low post and the block and the pinch post, and he was hitting mid-range shots too. Yeah.
Anywhere he got the ball, he was a threat.
And don't forget too, people talk about AD being hurt. Chris Paul was hurt too. He was having a shoulder injury, man. No one talks about that.
Well, yeah, because nobody wanted that. Don't fit the narrative.
They don't fit the narrative.
The LeBron era is all about excuses. It's all about finger pointing. It's never about accountability.
Right.
It's
and
never
Chris Paul
about
didn't play in the fourth quarter of game two. Just want to throw it out there. CBC didn't barely played in the fourth quarter of game two. So
remember,
that's true.
Another thing to that is that. Damn, I just lost my train of thought that fucking quick.
You were talking about the Lakers Sun series of last year.
Yeah. One thing with that too, the Lakers really didn't get good guard play from Dennis Schroeder.
True.
No, he was horrible.
Yeah,
he was horrible. Okay,
he was horrendously bad.
Do you think that was a testament? Was that more towards the Suns' defense, or was that just him having a bad series? Which one do you think?
I think it's kind of both.
Well, see,
I do too. I think he froze up. I think the moment was too big for him.
So, but see, this is the thing, and this one that hardly ever got talked about. Chris Paul and Dennis Schroeder were teammates the year before at OKC. So
they was
in 2020. Yeah.
Yep,
so in the bubble.
If anybody, Chris Paul knows Dennis Schroeder's tendencies by playing with him. You know, they practiced against each other and all that. They got the scouting report on Dennis Schroeder, and they know he's an inefficient shooter. They know he's not a floor general.
True.
If you get him
not at all.
He's just not gonna get it done for you. And that reared his ugly head in game 5, where he played 32 minutes and scored 0 points.
A bagel with cream cheese, man. Yeah.
He threw up a platinum bagel. He did. I'll never forget that, man.
And they got smacked around by Steph Curry 30. They got smacked around by Steph Curry's jersey number 30.
Yeah, they did. I mean, the Lakers, since so I'm so glad it's over. I've been a Lakers fan since '82 until July 1st, 2018. I refuse to indulge in that shit show. You know, I put my flag down and I just watch basketball until he gone. But what I knew was going to happen is that roster turnover became so high, you don't have any continuity, and he don't like to practice, so the team don't practice.
Right.
You know,
and it shows.
It shows
in those games.
See, and people will call it hating or this and that. I'm coming with facts. This is the stuff that's been going on,
bro.
You know, they got by in that bubble because they had 4 months off. They had 4 months off. That's the only reason that they got that AAU title. That's the only reason they won.
You call it the
You know, let's just keep it real.
I agree and I disagree. Here's why I agree and I disagree. I see where you're coming from. Yeah, the 4 months did help the Lakers, but at the same time, maybe they could have won anyway if the bubble didn't happen. Because think about it, I felt the Clippers were mentally weak in 2020, in my opinion. That team was too mentally weak. The Clippers in 2020. There's a reason why the Mavericks took them 6 games. There's a reason why they blew a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets. The Bucks were not ready in 2020.
Oh, I don't know. That's when you said that. What you said, that was my answer. Because you got to think about this too. The Bucks had their little issue with the whole Jacob Blake situation.
True.
And they was kind of caught up in that, you know, that Black Lives Matter situation, which is for another topic for another day. And I think they was kind of drained. And then a team like that, they got players that feed on being at home in front of the home crowd.
I mean, I understand that, but they also had Eric Bledsoe and Chris Middleton. Eric Bledsoe, like seriously, like Eric Bledsoe. Come on, man! In the playoffs, he's inconsistent as hell, man. Like that's my.
I understand
point.
that, but think about this: a player like him could benefit by having his home crowd behind him.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? You get something. You'll get if you're gonna get anything out of him, it'll be then. It ain't gonna be in front in the gym with nobody.
Career, man, he doesn't get it done, man. I watched Eric Bledsoe with the Clippers, with the Bucks, man. He was not. He's a decent player, but even in the playoffs, man, he's inconsistent. And Chris Middleton at the time was kind of a choke artist at the time. Chris Middleton and Giannis wasn't the player that he was now. I know Giannis was still a great player going to the basket and finishing, but he didn't have a. I mean, I know his jumper is not great now, but it's better now compared to 2 years ago.
Listen, man, Giannis got a chance to knock a whole lot of these dudes out of their spot all time.
Which he does have a chance though. He does have a chance. Yeah,
he got a chance. I think of all the players playing today, and that's including LeBron. He the only one that really got a chance to me, because I can analyze every player that people claim is this and that. He got a chance to really be in that top 5. I don't put LeBron in my top 5. He's got a top 5. He got top 5 accolades, but he's more of a product of his era than anything, and the rule changes and things of that nature. Giannis is just his game is like nobody, you know. And the fact that he's staying in Milwaukee and he's doing what he's doing without, you know, a definite go-to guy to go with him, you know, Drew Holiday, he took a lot of load off of Giannis in terms of ball handling and helping out on the perimeter defensively. But is he a star? No, he's not a star. You know, they play good team ball. Go ahead.
This brings up a point that you just mentioned, and Isaiah Thomas talked about this a couple of days ago. We need to really evaluate who's really good and who's not, and who's just overrated. You know,
I agree.
You can't proclaim KD to be the best player in the world. He don't get out the first round.
He got swept. Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even win a playoff game in this series.
He didn't win a game. It wasn't like they got blown out.
The games were close. They lost by 1 point in game 1. Let me see. They lost by 1 point in game 1. I think they lost by 7 points in game 2. They lost by 6 points in game 3, and they lost by 4 points in game 4. Yeah.
Outside of game 4, I thought Brooklyn had a lead in every game outside of game 4.
Yeah, they did. They were up by 7 in game 3, 17 in game 2, and 5 late in game 1.
Yeah, they was up 5 going in the 4th in game 3. You know,
no. In game 3, they were up 7 to start the game, and then they were down, trailing after that.
Okay, I thought they was up 5. No, okay, so game 2, they was up 5 going in the 4th, I think.
Game 2, they were leading for most of that game. Yeah, they were up 17 second, and then they just collapsed.
Right. Yep. So I'm with you on that.
Right. Young Goddess asking us, how far can Dallas go? I say second round and out if Devin Booker's healthy.
Second round and out, man.
What do y'all think? Oh, that's a good question. What do you guys think that the Mavericks are missing? What are they missing to go to that next level?
They need a six man and a rim protector. Yeah.
The rim protector. Okay, so I throw this out here.
They need a complimentary scorer outside on the bench,
right?
And they need.
What about Rudy Gobert? What if they had Rudy Gobert?
He ain't no difference maker. I'm sorry, he's not a difference maker.
That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, okay,
I mean, he
okay,
can help
I feel
with
you.
rim protection, but teams
He
will kill him
can
with
for
pick
rim
and rolls and
protection,
pick and
yes,
pops.
and they probably won't ask him to do much. But
Uh-huh.
if you're not going to ask him to do much, and yet Utah is paying him $200 and some odd million.
Yeah, man. That was remember Shaq. Shaq got heat because he was like, man, dude, all you got to do is put up 10 points and 10 rebounds. You can get XYZ. See, Shaq, what he was really saying, it wasn't about the numbers, it's the impact. We didn't look at Mutombo's numbers and say, oh, you're only doing this and that. No, his impact was worth whatever money he got. You know, because he altered shots. You had to game plan for him. You know, Gobert, I don't see people like, oh man, we can, you know, oh, this Gobert. I just don't know. You know, I don't see that. I don't get that from him. You know.
Check this out.
So
check this out. To your point, Ever, that I pronounce your name right? Iver, or how do you pronounce your name?
that's ivermectin. You like the medicine that they claim was horse. Yeah, that's what
right?
Ivermectin. Yeah.
So get this. Rudy Gobert signed a 5-year, $205 million contract, right?
Yeah.
This year he made $35,344,828. The next year he's going to make $38,172,414. 2023 he's going to make $41 million. 2024 $43,827,587, and then the last year of his contract, $46 million.
Hey man, without a mask and a gun, that's highway robbery, man.
He's getting overpaid. Wow.
That's all-time check thief status, man.
And speaking of Rudy Gobert, do you think the Jazz go fishing after tonight, or do you think there will be a Game 7 on Saturday?
There'll be a Game 7.
Well, they at home, right? They're at home. I think they win. I think they win only because I think that they role players is gonna step up. I see Mitchell forcing things early. They might get down a little bit early, but I think they shoot a lot of threes, and I think this is gonna be one of them games where they probably gonna rain a lot of threes and hit them, and then they're just going to run. I see it going 7, but then, like I said, that Game 7 it'll be tight. But I think Dallas will pull it out because they live for Game 7s.
True, and I think true. I agree. I think the Jazz win Game 6 tonight. I think that, you know, do not be surprised. I know Jordan Clarkson can be streaky in the playoffs, but do not be surprised if Jordan Clarkson has a big game tonight. This might be a Jordan Clarkson game for him tonight.
He might get 35 tonight. It's just true that you're saying.
It's very possible, and it's very possible. And Spider Mitchell, even though he's been very mediocre in this series, if you're actually watching the game, he's been mediocre in this series, and he was terrible in Game 5. This might be a game that I think Mitchell's going to step up. I think Spider Mitchell's going to be very aggressive.
Hamstring?
What?
With a hamstring?
I mean, I understand that, but I know he's hurt. I know. I'm not saying he'll play great. I think he can be productive. I think he.
I personally think they're going to use him as a decoy tonight.
That's what I was going to say, because I said he's going to come out. He'll struggle, but I think he's going to be aggressive, and I think that's going to kind of set the tone for the team.
I mean, you would have to. I know he's hurt. I understand your point out, but you have no choice but to be aggressive, though. He has to at least try to get to the. He has to at least take some jump shots. At least take some jump shots early, though, so you don't hurt your hamstring. So I get your point, LB. But since Mitchell is the main guy, he has to be aggressive early to get the Jazz on the right foot. You know, you don't want to rely on Mike Conley. Like, seriously, like.
No, that's not where I'm going at with that. Getting on, you make a valid point, but the angle I was going at with it is they use him as a decoy to keep the defense honest.
Okay.
Because if Donovan Mitchell's playing, to your point, if he's out there doing all that, what you alluded to, then that's going to keep Dallas honest.
Okay.
Keep him honest because, you know, he's capable. He didn't show it. He's capable of getting 25 and a quarter. He's capable of doing certain things and getting that crowd going and getting his team in the flow. But, you know, to what you said about Clarkson, man, Clarkson can turn that thing on.
I think it's gonna be a monster game tonight. I think it's gonna get to the rack and hit some threes. I just feel it tonight.
Yeah. You'll know from the first couple shots he takes how comfortable he is and how his night gonna go, because he's been like that we drafted him in 14. Man, that dude. What was it? 14? The Lakers got him or 13?
I think it was in 2014. Let me check though. Let me check.
Yeah,
Jordan,
I think it was 14. Second round, I think.
let me check. I know Jordan Clarkson was with Kobe in his final year. We know that. So give me some time.
Yeah. He was there. That was his second or third year, I think.
Clarkson was for the Lakers 2014-15 season. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, man, it's I mean, yeah. So I see that happening, but like you said, I think Dallas is too much. I think Jason Kidd is doing a good job with the players he got because they trust each other.
Right.
You know, when you had Porzingis out there, Porzingis seemed like he was just so into himself
Pretty
that
much.
It was
he
that
was so
and Rick
rhythm about
Carlisle.
it.
That and Rick
Oh
Carlisle
man,
too.
I never liked Carlisle, man. He was super overrated, man.
Carlisle's
Never liked that dude.
rotations were kind of he's a good coach, but his rotations were kind of messed up sometimes, and his timeouts were unnecessary. Remember last year, LB, in Game 3, the Mavericks were up by 19, and he took Luka Doncic out. That was stupid. Like, if they're up 3-0, they win that series. Like, why would you take Luka Doncic out in Game 3 to start that game if you're Rick Carlisle? That was dumb there. Like, I don't know. That was dumb. That was moronic there. And don't forget this too. The Mavericks are up 3-2 despite no Tim Hardaway. So that's the thing too. So
yeah. They missing the big gun. Yep.
Yeah, a guy that can stretch the floor and is athletic too. So
athletic and he's capable defensively. Now don't forget that. He will
Tim Hardaway. I'm not talking about Tim Hardaway from Miami. I'm talking about Tim Hardaway from New York. He's not.
No. I didn't say he was a good defender. But so you got to think about this. When I say capable, I mean in a team defensive situation. He active. He talks. If you watch him, he active in that sense. But no, I wouldn't. It ain't many even good defenders in the league nowadays. You know, we want to be real about it. But he will go out there and kind of get engaged. I will say that.
Right, but the Jazz got to hit threes. They were 3 of 30 from getting.
They got to.
Come on, Utah was 3 from 30 from downtown in Game 5. They were building a brick house. Jeez, they got to hit threes, and Utah has to get Gobert involved. Like, do a lot of pick and roll with Gobert. Get him involved early. So that's my keys with the Jazz. For the Mavericks, don't get intimidated by the crowd. If you look at Doncic, don't try to do too much tonight. That's my keys for the Mavericks, and Dinwiddie needs to play better. I mean, you know, Brunson's been very good all so far, and that's my keys for the Mavericks. Just get to the basket, hit your open threes, you get the Mavericks, and also just play good perimeter defense. Reggie Bullock has been huge defensively. Same thing with Vinny Smith. It's been huge for the Mavs. So I think it's going Game 7. I just think it's destined to go to Game 7. I think the Raptors force a Game 7, and I'm gonna shock you. I think the Suns win the series, but I think the Pelicans win tonight.
Okay, so you got that going 7 too.
Yeah, I think it's going 7. What do you think, LB? You think the Suns win in New Orleans, or you think the Pelicans force a Game 7? You okay, LB?
What other series are we missing? A series?
You too.
Did we talk about
Phoenix and New Orleans? I'm saying that I think the Suns win the series, but I think New Orleans wins tonight, force a Game 7. I just have a weird feeling. At home, I think they'll play more energy at home.
So let me ask you this: do you think that if they would have had Zion this series with Booker being hurt, do you think that they would have been able to win this series?
It's tough to say. We don't know how Zion would have looked in the playoffs. It's tough to say. We don't know how he would have looked in the playoffs.
Yeah, do they even get to the playoffs with him? Do they even get there with him? You know what I'm saying?
No. They make the playoffs with Zion. No. With Zion, they make the playoffs. I'm saying that even if Zion plays, do they win the series with Zion? I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know how he would have looked in the playoffs. We don't know. Playoff.
I don't know. All I know is the road to Zion may stop through burger joints and chicken joints and everything else.
Cholesterol heaven, huh? Yeah. He is his mind. Do he really understand the like? This is so critical.
His
This
team might pull a
time,
first round upset. So why are you not playing?
that's what I'm saying. Do you come back in round 2, or do you sit back and say, do you pull a Ben Simmons and I'm just gonna sit out, wait till this or that, man? And back in the era, in the 90s, 2000s, man, you had to pull dudes off the floor. They was playing with all kind of injuries and issues, man. They was out there pulling hamstrings trying to get out here and help their team, man. That means a lot when you go in a battle and somebody out there and they ain't at their best, but they out here supporting the team. I played ball since I was 6 years old, man. Football, basketball, baseball. And when some dude out there hobbling, man, you gonna go hard for him because he going hard for you.
Mm-hmm. And Zion, and here's what is so disrespectful from Zion. It's okay to throw down monster matches and dunks, but you can't do it in a real in-game. Come on, man. Like, can't do it in a real game. Like, I mean,
it's like he was making a mockery of the whole situation.
Like you look healthy to me. Go out there, man. Like even tonight, your team's on the verge of being eliminated. Go out there tonight, help your team out. Try to get this to a game 7. I mean, I'm a Knicks fan, but I want the Suns to win a championship for CP3 and for Devin Booker and etc. So, like, go out there and help your team force a game 7, and who knows what might happen, and who knows what might happen in the game 7. So, why not help your team out?
I mean, that's what they pay you to do. They don't pay you for all these commercials and all this potential and all this other shit, man. They pay you to get out here on the floor and produce.
Right.
So you should want to be able to create a narrative now, like, man, look, man, that dude, when we needed him the most, he stepped up. Yeah, he might have been hurt. Yeah, this and that, but he stepped up. He came through for us. And it's like they don't even care. They don't care.
And speaking of upsets, Young God thinks the Wolves will win the next 2 games and upset the Grizzlies. What do you think about that?
I don't see that happening.
The
Wolves have shown us. The Wolves have shown us that they willing to give a game. They'll give you the game
twice.
Man, the series should be over.
They should have won in 5 if you think about it. Because game 3, think about it. In game 3, to add to your point, they were up 26 in the second quarter, 25 in the third quarter, up 16 in the fourth quarter, get outscored, and they get outscored 37-12 and lose by 9. Game 5, they were up 13 in the fourth quarter, and then below that lose the game by 2 because they gave John Morant a drive to the hoop, and Ja had 18 big points in the fourth, including a dagger 3 in their heart to give the Grizz the lead. Minnesota has no brains in the fourth quarter, man. This team is selfish in the fourth quarter, man. Like, yes, the Wolves have had a good year, but the T-Wolves have no IQ, man. Like, come on, man. Like, the Wolves are not winning the series, man. Even if they win game 6, you really think they're gonna win a game 7 in Memphis?
Nope.
No way in here.
I think Memphis closed them out tonight. Now, if you want to talk about an upset alert, Young God, you would have a better chance of saying Toronto over Philadelphia. That would be the better upset alert.
Oh, no doubt.
Right. I still got Philly in 7. I got Sixers in 7.
Philly in 7, man. I think Toronto pulls this shit off, man. I'm trying to find a betting site that I could cash it. I could place this bet.
I gotta see how the Raptors. Here's the thing, though. I think they're gonna need. I mean, I get your point, but I have a feeling that Embiid or Harden's gonna have a big game or Maxey. I just have a feeling. I think the Raptors win tonight, but I have a feeling in game 7, I think Toronto might run out of gas. I just have a feeling.
But this is why I'm pissed at, right? This is the thing that pissed me off because this is the one thing I want to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I talked about it already, but I want to go back to Ben Simmons, man. Look, when he talked that shit about his head triggered a reaction to his back, I was like, what the hell? I'm like,
never heard no shit like that in my life.
I ain't never.
Never.
I ain't never heard nothing like that before in my life, man. I've been on this earth 42 years, and I've never heard nothing like that with something in my head trigger reaction to my back.
Right.
I can't believe he said that with a straight face.
Right.
Right.
I was like, what the hell? I'm like, if that was the case, shit. I should be at the chiropractor every day.
I'm telling you, man. Hey,
I legitimately got back problems.
True.
Man, listen, everybody should be going to the chiropractor, man.
But this has been a year. But there's been a year of back problems. A year.
Yep.
I guess after a year,
mental,
you know,
mental health.
Porter plays with back problems. Michael Porter plays with back problems.
He got a year, you know, blowing backs out in secret compartments and shit.
Unbelievable, man. Yeah.
You got back problems. I'm like, yeah, you out there blowing them backs out, in it.
Exactly.
I think it's nothing more than a goddamn. I think it's nothing more, because look, and you know, I don't really talk about it a whole lot. You know, I go through I have mental issues, right? I go through shit mentally, right? And you know, a lot of days it's even tough for me to even come online and even put out content, right? So I know what it's like to go through shit mentally. When you know, 20 years in the military, you know, through all the grit and grind, ups and downs and all that shit, man, that shit get to you a little bit, right? All this dude got to do is play basketball.
That's it.
Is he that scared to put the ball in the goal? I mean, he dunk his ball in Instagram models. I mean, it should be a no-brainer.
Not only that, he at the club. So if you claim him,
the club, hey, I guess having big titties in his face is a form of coping or some shit.
Yeah, that's therapy.
Hey man, how you go? I know you stressed out now. How you gonna relieve all that stress? Oh, some big titties in my face.
Man, listen.
And then he'll hear teammate. Ben Simmons is mentally weak. He's soft as charming, man. Like
he's been that though.
He's a Charmanite.
Yep, he been that though.
Like
ever since high school.
Like, come on, your team's in the postseason. I understand, you know, sometimes people give him too much hate sometimes, but at the same time, go out there, help your team defensively, and you can pass the ball and help your team get into transition. Don't you think? I want to ask if Ben, if you were out there, you think your team would have gotten swept if you would have got out there? Like, your team would have at least been more competitive if you were out there. Like,
what's up, Unique Don, Daz? What's up, y'all? Salute to y'all. Man, look, Ben Simmons don't care about that. You see, hey, Ben Simmons was out there dressed like he was auditioning to be the host of the Kids' Choice Awards, for crying out loud.
Man, hell yeah, man. Hey, you know what? When I see him, I don't know if y'all watch boxing like that or not, man, but I think about Anthony Joshua, man. Just a dude that things been given to him. He's been put on a pedestal without even putting in the work. And then when it comes time to perform, it's always an excuse. It's this or that or whatever. I just don't get it from him. Like, they'll rather take the fame and the money and go home. They don't really care. You know, I lose also what? You know, look at that, look at this. I'm still rich, I'm whatever.
Yep.
They don't care. You don't give a damn. You know, and he gonna be the reason that the collective bargaining agreement, they're gonna put in a play for pay type of thing. I really do believe that. They're gonna have it where, man, because these dudes missing way too many games out here.
And that's what we talk about.
Why, Ben?
Yep.
Hey,
AD.
Hey, watch. That right there. What's up, Carly? Hey, that shit gonna lead to a lockout. Watch what I tell you.
Yep. They're gonna implement something.
What happen next year?
That right there is lead to a lockout.
Jeez. And remember we had a lockout back in 2011, 2012. Season didn't start till Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Yep. Because remember the Bulls and the Lakers played that day.
Yeah, Bulls, Lakers, Magic, Thunder, Knicks, Celtics, and Knicks. The Clippers and Warriors and
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons had a history of quitting, right? LSU wasn't the only place he quit at. Remember, he quit for the Australian national team.
And he didn't national team too that year, by the way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He quit for them. He quit for Philadelphia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And remember, Ben Simmons played that motherfucker. He just wanted to show that he could play in the NBA. He wasn't really trying to help LSU win.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No.
LSU didn't even make the tournament under Ben Simmons. When Ben Simmons left, that's when they made the tournament.
That's when they made the tournament. Yep.
Wow.
I remember making stats back
yeah,
then
man,
saying, "Oh yeah, this dude is a fraud. He's a fraud."
Yeah, he's a diva.
Yep.
That's
You know,
entitled.
that's all he is. He's not but a goddamn diva.
He
Yeah,
actually,
he don't care. He don't care about his legacy or none of that.
Mhm.
No, all they care about is that bread, man. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing about it is, he trying to recoup $20 million from the 76ers. Motherfucker, you didn't even play.
Come on,
You
man.
didn't even play.
You
You
haven't,
didn't even
you
play.
haven't
They ought
played
to
a
be able to
game
go
for
back and
game
sue
And
him
seven.
then what
for
makes
his
it
whole
worse?
contract.
What makes it worse? What makes it worse was the fact that the team offered to get him help. They
Mhm.
Right.
offered the team doctor, psychologist. They was willing to do anything possible to get
But he
Ben Simmons right,
refused.
and Ben Simmons shut all that down.
He refused. Yep.
And
He didn't
That's
remember,
want
why
he
to.
that shit
lied and
ain't gonna.
said,
That's why that shit ain't gonna got no leg up in court. That shit ain't
He,
gonna stand
"No."
up in court.
And
he
remember, he
heard
lied
them,
and
but he
said he was
didn't
gonna
listen.
come back to play. And then he, at the last minute, he came back and said, "Oh," and then he used the mental health gag.
Yeah, tell me he got this mental block.
Yeah, he got a mental block. See, and then we got to look at who his
Drive your
agent
fucking
is
piece
now.
of shit car, bitch. Huh?
We got to look at who his agent is. I'm telling you, he ain't do this on his
Oh,
own.
Rich Paul.
Yeah, man, bitch Paul, man. That's the reason that this whole thing is even an
You
issue.
said
Bitch
you said bitch Paul.
Paul. Yeah, bitch Paul.
He just
No
left
doubt,
hurt.
You
man.
said bitch Paul.
Ben
Bitch
Simmons
Paul,
left
man.
him
That's the
hurt,
reason
not
this
funny.
shit is even what it is. I tell you, he orchestrated this whole thing, just like he orchestrated the whole
Yeah,
Russell
he passed
Westbrook
up a wide open
situation.
dunk and passed to the Thibault in game. So I remember that. He passed up a wide
Yeah.
open dunk or layup, I think, to pass up
Yep.
to
Under the
Thibault.
hoop, right under the
Thibault
hoop.
two free throws. I remember that. And Ben could have hit free
Yep.
throws to save his life in that. He shot under 40% in the playoffs at the line. That's embarrassing.
Yep.
Worse than Shaq.
Chris Dudley's status.
Worse than Will Chamberlain at the
Jared
line.
Dudley.
Worse
Jared
than even
Dudley.
Bruce Bowen at the
No,
line.
Chris Dudley, the white dude, Chris Dudley.
Yeah. I remember him too. Chris Dudley, he was a
Yep.
decent role player at best. Yeah, that couldn't shoot free
I
throws.
remember Chris Dudley. I was
But he
talking about.
shot
He
under
was on the
50%
Knicks
from the
team
line.
in the AC, the 99 Knicks team. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's the one
Yeah.
Shaq dunked on and pushed him down.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, on NBC, I
Mhm.
remember that. Yeah,
Yeah, but he shot under 50% from the line.
yikes.
He was a horrible free throw shooter.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it's these dudes they get paid before they even show you what they made of, man. What kind of intestinal fortitude they got.
Right.
And they just don't care, man. It's rare that you find an Anthony Edwards,
He
a
plays with
dog, a
heart.
dude that just he played with heart. You see it in his face. He ain't
competes.
scared.
And John
Man, he
Morant. John
competes.
competes every night.
John Morant. Exactly. Even if they don't have their best 4 game, he gonna go and do something. He gonna get steals. He gonna draw a charge. He gonna do something to make his impact felt.
Kyle Lowry, Jimmy
know.
Butler play with heart too. Yeah.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
And
it is dudes out here that really, really care.
Right. Speaking of dudes that do care, you said that'll be the Grizzlies beat the T-Wolves. You think they'll beat the Warriors?
No.
I have a bold prediction. You want to hear this?
Hold on 1 second, y'all.
Okay. You want to hear my bold prediction? If Memphis beats Minnesota, I think they beat. My bold prediction is this: I think Memphis goes to the Western Conference Finals. I think they beat Golden State in the second round. I think they do, because I think I have a real feeling to beat the Warriors in the second round. Here's why I say that: they have. Yes, I know the Warriors can shoot threes, but here's the thing: the Grizzlies can guard a 3-point line, and also Memphis is one of the most athletic teams in the NBA. Also, Memphis has a deep bench when you have Tyus Jones, Brandon Clark that can get offensive rebounds, Brandon Clark, DeAnthony Melton that can stretch the floor, and Adams maybe come off, Jaren Jackson that can shoot threes, etc. And can protect the rim. I think Memphis is a deep team. Also, don't sleep on Dylan Brooks. I know he's struggling right now, but at some point he might get hot at some point in that playoff season. You never know. And also, I have a feeling that maybe like the X factor could be Desmond Bane in the second round, because Desmond Bane's been big. He's a good defender that can also stretch the three too. And Also, what I love about the Grizz is that they forced a lot of turnovers again in the transition, man. And playing in Memphis is very tough because the FedEx Forum is tough, though. And John Moran is also one of the best passers in the NBA and has good IQ, though. So, my bold prediction, I think the Grizzlies go to the Western Conference Finals against the Suns. I think they beat the Warriors in 7 games. Ellie, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Because you also have to understand this too, right? Steph and Clay, I know, well, and also that's fine, Younger. You can pick the Warriors in 7 all you want, but you also have to consider this too. Is Steph Curry even going to stay healthy? That's my concern with Steph Curry because here's the thing. He also has a foot injury, and Steph Curry's had sprained MCLs in the playoffs, though. And he's had ankle injuries in the playoffs. So I don't know if Steph's going to stay healthy. Same thing with Klay Thompson. He has had a torn ACL and Achilles. I don't know if he's going to stay healthy, though. So that's the thing, too. And Draymond Green, he's a good defender, but he can be a hothead sometimes. So I think that I think Memphis is going to pull. I'm going to shock people. I got Memphis over Golden State in 7.
And I appreciate you for coming on, bro. What's up, number one grinder? Salute to you,
Yes.
bro. And you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe button, the like button, and share these videos, man. And last but not least, shouts out to the LDBC. This your man, scream at me. All right.
Oof.